So we, being a robust cyborg now, we are a cyborg who have to build a golem, which is kind of fun to think about. Did I hit the record button? Thank God. All right. Although this was the time to find out I didn't. It would have been fun. But it's funnier if it's Jesus. That's fair. That's fair. So, I don't think we need to worry about the legendary feral dog asking us to find a thing for him. But all the legendary site is fine. We cannot go to Baylaw, they shoot us on sight. So, petals on the wind. Ignore that. Prismatic Might Swines, Blight. Shining Goka, Blight of Vines. Miroeka. So yeah, we have a couple of historic sites left. We built an army once again, which I feel good about. Do a quick little disassembly. All right. Let's get outside. And start thinking about how... I can thank God. Got really hungry right next to a campsite. Get my luminous shrooms going. Blaze, Shamed, Hulk. Man, we have an Eater's Injector, too. We have a couple of nice things, but we always save those for a little bit later on after we have some other nice things. But we're getting pretty close to, like, we're just gonna start injecting things into our veins randomly. You know, I am inspired. What do we want to make? I have a lot of rubber gum. Let's throw a little congealed rubber gum in there. A little sleet gland paste. And maybe some voider gland paste. Just see what we get. Ice Breath at level 10. Whenever you teleport, jump twice in a row with additional range. You could use Ice Breath level 10. Whenever you go prone, you teleport. You can use Ice Breath level 10. Whenever you jump, you may immediately jump again. Whenever you take avoidable damage, 25% chance to teleport to a random space on the map instead. All these are pretty nice. I have a run with Malika's Shifting Pyre and Capricious Reflection, so everything comes up with 2 random upgrades in Monster Train 2. Very funny, I hope you get one of those runs if you haven't experienced it. I believe I had both of those going on 2 runs ago. What's going on, Tom? Are you winning, son? I just made a very nice recipe, like Ice Breath level 10, no matter what I pick, and all the other effects are kind of funny. So if we teleport getting 2 jumps, we do teleport the Recomposite. That's just additional movement, but we have Recomposite at the highest possible version of it. We choose literally 1 tile anywhere we've seen before. Don't need to also jump after the fact. Whenever we go prone teleport, if someone knocks us down while this is metabolizing, it's a free get out of jail card. Or, if we're taking avoidable damage, there's a 20 to 25% chance that we just get to blip away. But that could also be annoying, because avoidable damage includes you're poisoned, you're bleeding, you're on fire, you walked through one of the bushes on the 6-day stilt. So, like, sometimes that's not fun. So I think if someone knocks me down, we disappear. It's just funny to think about it. The Magnificent Six-Finger Kid's Icy Bouncy Telestu. And it's how I would name it in real life, too. So I dig it. Since True Axiom and Mighty Odin are both, what's the stupidest way to put it? Both Night Rain Chad enjoyers. I am preloaded and ready for whenever that randomly unlocks tomorrow. So we'll probably have some Night Rain fun. Might also do like a little mini stream in the afternoon on Friday. Won't go late, probably end around 8. Just do a little extra Night Rain. Just, you know, get it in there. because I'm kind of looking forward to just running around and having a good time. Okie dokie. 3 Svardim corpses, 4 items fitted with cleats, a blazing cannon. 6 p.m. our time, yeah. Been watching the early people streaming, it looks pretty good. The reviews have really, like, assuaged my fears. Folks that I generally respect the opinion of. And then, like, the one reviewer that I like their opinions and generally agree with them, they dislike it in ways I respect, but I'm not concerned about. They're like, this isn't like Elden Ring. Elden Ring's a game about exploration and, like, taking in the lore and vibes, and it's like, this is not a game about lore and vibes. This is a game about building having a character that has eagle wings and an eagle face that could fly, that gets to fight the Night King after I fought the Centipede Demon. It's just a like, kind of a fan-servicey remix game that I want. See, like, on my stream days, I budget my time so that if I go late, whatever. Whatever, that's fine. This is Rock, Paper, Shotgun, by the way. Like, they largely enjoyed the gameplay, had a lot of fun with it, and then, like, their main complaint is like, well, this isn't what their other games are like. And I respect that, but at the same time, my general vibe with that is, I don't necessarily want FromSoft to just make the same kind of game over and over again. I do want them to explore and try different stuff. Like, that's fine. It's the Smash Brothers of Dark Souls, yeah! This is a game about one player, me, shouting at other people to go places. Like, I'm looking forward to running around and having a good time. But, like, on stream days, if I go late, I go late. On non-stream days, if I do a bonus stream, like, there's other stuff I want to or need to get done, so I can't necessarily just go forever. You got a vet appointment. Ah, hopefully it is a calm vet appointment. I hope so, at least. Yeah, you do you, mighty Odin. You do you. Chris goes forever. What's going on, Grim? For those that are playing Helldivers 2, Super Earth's in a bad state. You should really go to Super Earth a little bit. Grim was helping me defend Super Earth the other day. Legendary Cannibal. Legendary Svardim. Have we not been to Ekagawar? York Supreme is not in a good place. I was defending York Supreme yesterday. It's the culmination of every New York there ever was, and it's about to fall. Last I looked, it was like 6% safe. I don't think it's there at this point. It might be gone already. Zbots, we gotta get you back in there too. Gotta have you help us defend Super Earth. Alright, have we been to Ekagawar? Can I take it off my list? Last visited, yeah, we have finished Ekagawar. We have 2 legendary sites left, right? And then in quests, Mirareka, Bivapar Hall, Tumor Barrio. Wait a minute. Shurkanip, Bivapir Hall, Tumar Barrio. That's 3. Am I missing one? And I've been to Tumor Barrio? Well, we haven't, like, done it. We went there, but we didn't finish it. But Ekagawar, we don't have a reason to go there, right? Yeah. We got the Barrio we gotta go to. We got Shurkanip we gotta go to. Bivapur Hall? No. Is this just glitched? The Blight of Vines. Because I've been there before. But it says I haven't gotten the thing? The Barrio, 2 Shurkenips, 1 Barrio, 1 Vipavir Hall. 3 Shurkenip reasons, okay. I think it's either glitched, or maybe I overestimated how long I've been there. Oh god, it's the one of the goddamn mushrooms. This could be rough. Alright, journal. What do you want me to find? The Shining... Sorry, it's the Blight of Vines. Do I own this? Do I have the Blight of Vines? And then expand all of them. Show me every... No, that's not how that works. There we go. What was it called? Shut up. Get out of my face. Vines. We'll just look for vines. I don't have it? I don't think I sold it. Even if I did sell it, I shouldn't... I shouldn't have the quest still, right? Like, the quest would have been resolved after I found it. I guess I'm gonna go back there? Just in case? We'll take a quick little peek? I'm a little concerned. Alright, we'll check my chest real fast. I'm trying to think, is it possible to get the quest after we've already found the object? Is that a thing that can happen? We have Urchin's Favor in here. Check your cleavage. It's not here. I got a lot of stuff, but I don't think I have that. And I typically don't sell... Like, I'll sell things I name, and I sometimes sell legendary things, but not too often. These guys who are no longer a part of my team. Wait, they are a part of my team. There we go, they were just standing around for some reason. Check every cavity. Tomb of the Eaters, Stilt Ground, Shuppa. Where's Shuppa? Where the hell is Shuppa my starting town? That's Moonstare. That's far right. Shuppa, show me where you go. Sweet God. Why? Oh, this is the legendary site. That's why. It was horrible and I left. So we still have to do this place. The real horror stories are like when someone goes for an MRI but they had a butt plug in them and they didn't know there was metal in there. Those stories are upsetting. I don't care for those. Alright, I don't like this. This is like the worst possible place. We need to quickly identify the entrance and just get underground before we are completely overwhelmed by these bastards. Like... More, it's like, why would you even risk it? Like, if you're going into a doctor's appointment, or like, you're gonna get an MRI today, unless you were there because you lost a butt plug up in there, maybe divulge that you have something in your cavities. Like, I don't have... I've never had, you know, like, broken bones. I've had no cavities in my life. So, like, no surgeries have ever happened. And even then, if I, like, you're getting an MRI, I'd be like, are we sure I don't have metal in me? Are we positive? Can we, like, double check first? You got, like, a magnet you could, like, sweep over me? I imagine it moves fast enough that there probably isn't a second, maybe a half a second. Like, MRIs are... they are scary powerful. Like, the speed at which things move are... it's crazy. It's crazy how fast they move. Yeah, set the machine to vibrate, please. Butt plugs MRIs is quite a non sequitur. I'm sorry. Yeah, they got a magnet to sweep over you. It's called an MRI machine. I gotta add a new sound to this. I realized I opened chests in so many games. I gotta get the like like Zelda noise. Gotta get that on the board. Okay. I opened my inventory, but then we got distracted because Gomper won't stop talking about butt plugs. And now I gotta get back on track here. Yeah, like I would be paranoid, and I have like zero reason to believe there's alien metal stuff inside of me. Have I been abducted? Was that like a Freudian call for help? Are there I may have been probed. I might have like strange alien, like I've watched too much X-Files in my life is what happened. Okay. I remember why I opened this. I would like to mark the sturdy Shuppa recoiler here. Rainbow Wood Historic Site. I could spend a great deal of time telling you about all the stuff you ought to put up your butt. Only fun stuff for me, thank you very much. Like, you posted that 3-for-1 sale on butt plugs, like, okay, that seems like a value. And then you can play Ultra Kill. No, you're supposed to play, what's that rhythm game that came with a vibrator for player 2? For PlayStation 2, I believe it was. It's a fun game, I played it before. Bop it? Yes, Rez. Thank you, Rez. Yeah, you gotta be, like, close to the hole for the magnet to really do its job. But also, like, if you're in the room with, like, an oxygen tank, I've also, like, read horror stories of, like, a nurse comes in, doesn't realize the machine's on, oxygen tank is a cannon that goes into the machine, and whoever's in there is not well afterwards. Dibs on player 2, damn! Trombone Champs in VR now. I really gotta pick that up and just experience true trombone immersion. Alright, I've marked my stuff. I fear the oozes because they can disarm you and make a lot of effects happen. That's why they're such valuable companions when we do our high ego runs and we're able to proselytize them. They have mental armor though, so we can't do anything to take them over without proselytize. Except for Goobert, that run, you will see the Goobert run. I'm gonna make that Goobert run happen, you will witness the truth. It's gonna be fun. Do I have clairvoyance through some of my equipment? I thought I did. Hobble, flurry, empty close, smart target, recomposite, swipe, rebuke, hologram, discharge. I swear I had clairvoyance. I'm really enjoying Chance to Dismember on hits. We got my long arm with bygone electrician. Alright, I'm getting my electrical generation through that. And then my melee weapons? I have none. No, I guess I don't have anything. I'm so used to having it. Alright. I have like a dozen people to the left of me ready to get in there and ideally take care of that problem over there, but they're gonna keep coming. And that's the concern. What do we have over here? Just 11 empty injectors. We just want to reveal as much map as possible. We have penetrating radar. I see a laser beam over there. Sounds like an incredible way to add denial to couples video game time. I can't imagine being sexually frustrated because player 1 started missing the beats. Damn it, lock in! Stuff like that amuses me on a deep, deep level. Just the idea of, like, a combo breaker ruining someone's day. I saw an urchin belcher. They are moving away from me, and I never have the opportunity to see if they are an enemy or not. They are. Well, I got teleported pretty rapidly there. Man, I love just shooting 4 different beams every shot. And what is happening over there? Those spores? Those are spores. As long as they're not more liquids. And it looks like you got roughed up a little bit. No, you're in perfect condition. You're just colored? Slime stain. I don't see anything about... Oh, he has monochrome. Get edged by your partner honking out SpongeBob SquarePants. Covered in spores. Whoops. I want to clean myself. Where is my option? Oh, good. I'm already clean. Alright, we found the staircase down. That's the important part. What's going on, Gasso? Normally... Oh... Again, one of my few complaints about this game is line of sight should be based on the individual, not based on just the player. So my penetrating radar, I could see them. They're trying to shoot me. They shouldn't be able to see me. But that's a minor quibble. I could recomposite, but I'd much rather save that for an emergency. So let's make our way around. And I'm fine with my companion seeing Scalding Steam. Let's let that dissipate. Smash our way in. Rekindle the romance. What are you up to today, Gasso? So far, it wasn't as sludgy as I thought it would be, which is nice. One of those plant people is making their way toward me. They're gonna regret that. Told you. Waiting for this bubble to dissipate. Remove them from the equation. Alright, we're in. Happy to see no mushrooms down here. And the enemy types appear to be... We got a lot of asphalodites, who I don't even consider an issue, and some Mapongo, who are easy to kill but sometimes have some pretty tricked out gear. So this should be a fairly benign historic site. Would I just shoot? Jesus. Stop shooting your friend. Why is it automatically locking onto him? Yeah, take gunshots at me. See if I care. My AV is 19. What guns do you have? Some crummy pistols? Ate a nice BLT. Cut through that plant like a butt plug through an MRI patient. I toured an MRI suite in school, and I'm very certain someone demonstrated that there was enough trace iron that they could get a piece of cardboard to stand on end. Didn't float, but that really stuck with me. That and the fact that there was a machine shop in the next room over. See, I would just... Not allowed, no. I've told stories about the really cool place in Hokkaido, Japan that I went to, where it was just an apartment building, like a 7-story apartment building. And just randomly, inside, it was people living their lives and also running shops and stuff. So, like, someone living in, like, 3B, and then over in, like, 3C, there was, like, a silversmith with forges. And, like, what? And then a cafe on floor 4, and someone doing pottery on 5 with kilns. And it's like, this is the single greatest fire hazard I've ever seen. This would never fly in America. It was neat to visit, but it terrified me on a deep level. And I would be like that. It's like, we're gonna put a machine shop next door to the MRI. Like, no. Absolutely not. Yes, oh my god. Like, Japan's neat, but their fire codes are hilariously bad. Like, you'll be in a building, and it'll have one staircase, one crappy elevator. It's insane. For a country that has so much of, like, its history is, and then the whole city burnt down. Which happened to, like, Tokyo and Kyoto and a bunch of other places multiple times in their history. It's like, why? Why don't you have better fire codes? Just a very daring people. What are the odds that stuff burns to the floor? Like, kilns get really hot, and, like, I'm sure they are, relatively speaking, safe, but still. There's a reason why it would never get zoned anywhere else. Yeah, American building codes are considered restrictive, but safety. Safety, goddammit. Was that a running gag for World War II propaganda that Japan was awful fire safety? I don't know. I'm just talking, like, in their history, like... A lot of their cities have burnt down in the past. But rather, like, so... I might be talking out of turn here, but, like, we have fairly restrictive building codes. I'm more informed when it comes to New York. And New York, part of why we have restrictive building codes is because New York City burnt to the ground once. Like, New York is a nice grid-based city. And if you ever wondered, like, oh, that's neat, how did they have the foresight to, like, plan New York so well to have it be grid-based? The answer is it burnt down, so they got to rebuild it. Like, it wasn't a nice grid at first. They got another swing at that bad boy. When it all burnt to the ground. Ah, the location of Sunesh. I've been wondering where that was. Go through the garbage, there you go. I have made that joke before while in Boston. Where it's just like, why is this city like this? No one could find anything. New York had the good fortune to burn down in the early years. We got to start over. Traditional Japanese houses are rebuilt very frequently. Their whole thing is, when you're buying houses, the house depreciates in value rapidly, to the point where, like, homes are considered valueless very frequently. The land retains its value, but the house itself... It's like, oh, you haven't rebuilt your house in 30 years? It has almost no value. Which is kind of wild. So yeah, like, they rebuild their houses pretty often, and if they don't, they fall into disrepair and they're uninhabited. There's a shocking amount of just abandoned homes in Japan. There's a whole cottage industry these days of people that go through and buy homes just to rebuild them and sell them. What's going on, June? And yes, they do use a lot of wood in their buildings. I don't know if that's universal, just the stuff I've seen. Alright, it's honestly faster if I just recomposite in there and get the chest. I'm just gonna do that. Hi, doggy. Was it worth it? Yeah, sure, it's only 27 turns.
Hello there.
Boop. Bex, what's going on? I don't need a bucket of salt here. That was a very easy floor. Yeah, a lot of wood. Stay burnt down. I was in Boston for 3 hours and I thought that not in jest. Yeah. I went to Boston mostly for conventions when I was in college because I ran the geek group, Excalibur. And I got to be involved in organizing trips to, like, sci-fi and fantasy conventions. And holy god, like, getting lost in there is no joke. The roads are like, alright, this is a one-way road. I'm like, sure, so that means if I go down one lane, there's gonna be a one-lane road going the other direction, right? No. Good luck, you're just in a different part of town now. Find your way back. That was the birth of my rule. I do not drive in cities. I do not. I refuse. I refuse to drive in a city. Do they speak English there? And she said, kinda. They speak Bostonese. Yes, I am Christ. My child. I'm just gonna let my people handle the fighting. Anyone makes it into this room, I'll shoot them. Whoop, there's one. That guy has punched that flower 3 walls deep. That poor flower. He was here and he got punched 1 layer, 2 layer, 3 layers through quartzite and limestone. Check it on your fan club, Christ. I don't associate with those people anymore. Make Chris do a hate play of City Skylines? Why would I hate play it? I would have a good time. The audience will hate watch it. I enjoy how I arrange things. Rocket turret. Activate hologram bracelet. I'm very happy that worked. I put a hologram in front of the rocket turret and then I walked right up to it and just shot the wall and blew itself up. I love Case Cut. There are a few games where that kind of stuff works. I love interactive and relatively deep simulation nonsense. Crusader Kings 3, have you been playing it? Are you enjoying it? I do feel like that would be a fun one to do at some point. If only for, like, the horrible relationship nonsense that happens in there. Where it's like, yes, my horribly inbred child will be my successor. I enjoy it. That's never changed. I'm glad. Got Yamchud. You're all preloaded, ready to go? Nice. So we got 2 Eigen pistols jacked. I do want to find some better pistols, but it's important we're using 2 pistols. How we doing on the battery on this bad boy? Antimatter cell in the use, still doing good. Oh, I got some new pistols, do I? Drum-loaded semi-automatic. Treat as scrap, disassemble. We treat not with bullets at this point. Disassemble. 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 I got a free 11-pound ham. Any ideas on how to cook it? Tell me more about the ham. Is it a spiralized ham? Is it an untreated ham? Is it like in a glaze of some kind? Grocery stores have like all kinds of weird stuff going on. If it's a completely like naked ham, a virginal ham, pristine and untouched, at that point you got a lot of options. Smoked is really good. I've done smoked hams before. If you got whole cloves, like season it, poke it with all the cloves all around, get it on a smoker for a while, excellent. But you can't go wrong with ham, like throw it in the oven. Make a nice sweet glaze to put on there after the fact. Auto explore, we could take all that. Don't have a smoker and don't want to build one again. I don't have a smoker, but I have a grill, and I have like a little metal box that I put wood chips into, so I can make a smoker out of just my grill. Although having a smoker would be pretty sweet. Full red flake armor could stay on the ground. Bunch of books, bunch of books, bunch of books, bunch of books. Down another floor. What's the worst thing you could think to do with a ham? Probably, like, dig a hole and bury it, and then try to eat it a year later like people do with fish in weird countries. Weird countries, I apologize. In other places. Those weird Swedes or wherever it is. Feed it to the bird. I'll steam it. I mean, honestly, like, a nice, easy thing to do is put a glaze together using, like, honey, maple syrup, brown sugar, whatever else you like, maybe a little orange juice in there. Rub it all over the ham, poke it with cloves, put it in a bacon tray, wrap in tinfoil, put it in the oven. When it gets an internal temperature of whatever, I can't remember, look that up. Take it out, start slathering on that glaze until it actually is a nice sticky surface, and you are good to go. You're good to go at that point. Worst experience you've ever had with food? I guess I have two shorter stories for that one. The first is a friend of mine, when we were in college, was getting stuff to cook with, and he bought something called crab paste. And I assumed it was going to be like oyster sauce or fish sauce. Like oyster sauce, fish sauce, they have names that make you think it's going to be very, very fishy. They're not terribly fishy, they're great. Like, both of those are kitchen staples. You do want to own those. They are important for making delicious stuff. But crab paste smells like death. It was the worst smell I've ever experienced. Oh my god. Crab paste smells like 1,000 crabs crawled up on a beach and died. Like, I do not care for crab paste. Overwhelming smell, overwhelming flavor. The other one is the first time I went to Japan. We walked into a completely random yakitori place late at night. And nothing was in English, which is totally fine. We are cool with that. That is the expectation when you go to another country. Like, if you don't know the language, be prepared for that kind of stuff. Oh no, the horse! No, that was fine. I had no problem eating horse. That didn't bother me. I know, I'd eat it again. It was fine. No, this was, in the yakitori joints, I picked a lot of stuff. Because, like, I could recognize some things, so I'm like, I know that is chicken. I know I'm ordering chicken. I don't know how or what kind of chicken. But I know it's chicken. I guess there's a third thing I could talk about, because the place that had the horse, they had a different thing that I did not eat, because that... I had to draw a line in the sand for one thing, and I was like, I will not eat that. But in this particular situation, I ordered what I knew was chicken. I had confidence in my ability to decipher some things. Unfortunately, what I ordered were little chicken meatballs, which I was excited for at first, and another thing that looked like chicken meat of a sort, but I wasn't sure what. What I got were cartilage meatballs, which is just like only the cartilage parts of chicken with a little bit of meat just rolled up and like put on a skewer and grilled. The texture of cartilage is for some people fine, not for me. I'm not a fan of cartilage texturally, so like those were little meatballs of just not pleasant for me. And the other thing we ended up getting were chicken... I can't remember which organ it was. It was either, like, the gizzards or the kidneys, but they were, like... If you could imagine eating, like, chicken that was packed with sand. Like, gritty chicken. I don't think liver's gritty, but I think either the gizzards or the kidneys are. Like, it was a gritty organ meat. And, like, those are two texturally bad experiences for me. Not a fan of that. I don't remember which one it was. We puzzled it out later on when we're like, what the hell did we just put in our mouths? Greedy chicken sounds like something you reluctantly order at a Flyers game. Yeah, I'll take the greedy chicken. So, yeah, those were not great. And, like, that's what we got. Like, it was just a giant tray. A giant tray of just, like, stuff I don't want. And this was my first time there. And I wasn't going to be that goddamn foreigner that walks into your restaurant, orders stuff, and then just, like, leaves it mostly uneaten. So I muscled through it. I ate it! And I didn't like it. I didn't like it. And the other folks I were with were like, no, I'm just gonna leave it. I'm not gonna eat it. So I had to eat their portions too. Because I wanted to leave a good impression on this restaurant I will never see again in my life. Because I'm awkward and anxious and filled with anxiety at all times. Greedy chicken is chicken tenders breaded in Cheetos. Ah, delicious. I would eat that. Why? This is something like not everyone can relate to, but I know on a deep personal level that this is something Andrew would do too. Andrew would just be like, I'll eat it all. Doesn't matter how much he hates it, he'll eat it just to avoid an awkward situation that'll never happen. And as for the line in the sand, the thing I found on a menu that I was like, I like trying new things, so even the stuff I didn't like, valuable experience, I feel. I'm the kind of guy that, like, walk into a restaurant and they offer cow tongue, and I've never had cow tongue. I'm gonna try cow tongue. Like, as long as it doesn't cross certain lines for me. Like, I'll never try, Balut. I'll never try balut. Those are like the fertilized duck eggs, so you're eating like a baby duck and an egg. I'll never eat that. That's like one line I have. The other one was, I was in a restaurant and on the menu was whale. I could have eaten a whale. I was just like, no, I can't. I can't eat a whale. That's too much for me, I think. Like lingua tacos? Lingua tacos? Hell yeah. Cow tongue can be delicious. Not the whales! I made a joke about the situation where I sometimes think about Metal Gear Solid 3 and the scene where you have to go upriver and the river is literally filled with the ghost of every single thing you killed in the game. Enemy, combatant, or animal. So if you killed and ate a snake, that snake's coming down the river. Every single thing you've ever killed in the game. You have to, like, battle your way through every violent act you've taken over the course of Metal Gear Solid 3. It's, like, one of my favorite parts of the game. Like, I love that Hideo Kojima is a game designer that doesn't necessarily think about whether it is fun. He thinks about whether or not it is interesting. Like, he's been pitching an idea for a game where if you stop playing the game and take a break, your character will forget how to do things. And, like, people on the internet are like, that's terrible, that's horrible, why would you do that? I'm like, yes, do it. Please. Like, I like that you are willing to do this. I want to try it. But I did make the joke. I'm like, I'm willing to, like, make my way through a bunch of cows and chickens. A whale's a bit much for me. Like, the ghost of a whale oppressing me in my sleep, I can't do. You really have to go out of your way to fuck up an animal's life to be eating whale. Yeah, the sorrow, it's great. That's the complete opposite of a game that respects your time. Exactly. And, like, that's why people are like, don't do it. Don't do it. And I'm like, actually do it. Do it. Like, I kind of like experimental nonsense like that. I would go out of my way. I would take a break. He's done something, like, in the ballpark. Similar. It's still the same game, Metal Gear Solid 3. There is an elderly man who is a villain in that game. I shouldn't say villain. An antagonist in that game. You could literally stop playing the game for long enough, he will die of old age. The internal clock will keep track, and he will die of old age. You win the fight by just letting him die of old age. And, like, I love that kind of stuff. I love that kind of stuff. Alright, let's take this apart. Just good stuff. Yeah, the end. Metal Gear Solid 3 is just a fantastic video game. It's a good time. 96 pounds of armor, that makes sense. I'm sorry, why am I not wearing my Kessel face? I knew it! I knew it! I knew I had clairvoyance through something. Disassemble, and then we're gonna drop a lot of this other stuff. Because I have Zetachrome boots. Drop, 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 drop. There we go. Jalapeno too much? You have to wait 8 days or fuck up your PlayStation's internal clock. Yep. Like, say you will about Kojima's storytelling senses. It's personal taste, take it or leave it, I enjoy it. But as a designer of games, I really feel like he's embraced the general rule of improv. He's a yes and man. And I like that. In 4617 BR, this is a chair, by the way. No DOGG the Shining King of Dogs, the two more pests, the Viridian Gemstones, Sapphire and Cyan, the Viridian Scourge of Sarchesh, the man who masturbated in the park, died of natural causes. He was 62 years old. Inside a colossal pummel, Quadat cemented his friendship with birds by marrying Caw. In our the union, the birds bestowed upon Quadat a wedding gift they called Nuptialuca Bird's Gift. In my other play of Caves of Cut, I just walked up and cut off that guy's head. Good lord. I found a Sultan history where someone was hanging out inside a giant eyeball. Not eyeball, giant light bulb. And I've never seen that before. Yeah, he falls asleep. It's a really fun fight. I really like it. The bird names are unbelievable. I find them pretty believable. I think that's what birds would be going with. They got married in a fist fight? Yes. There are tough people down here. God damn. And like, he's not even like a villain, so you do kind of feel bad. That's why I was like, you know what? No, he's an antagonist for sure, but like, I can't in good conscience call him a villain. He's the David Lynch of video games. Yeah. To a degree, yeah. Alright. Village Shamash went up. Village of Tamash went up. That's why, to a degree, like, Hideo Kojima is a fanboy for sure when it comes to other directors and stars. And that's okay. I'm okay with that. I don't judge him. Forget exchanging swords. Get married in a fist fight. Nowhere else to explore. Right, they have a wall up. There it is, the Blight of Vines. It's an axe. 2% chance to transmute an enemy into a gemstone. Oh, baby. 5% chance to behead vines on hit. It's not a great weapon, but that 2% chance. I'm into that. His existence is an argument against the auteur model of game development. Nah, I'm still fine. Doesn't bother me. Whatever allows for more weird high concept stuff, the better for me. And the auteur model in this situation allows for those things to happen with high enough budget that things can get interesting again. Like, I feel like you have like a bit of like a sine curve with that, where like low budget stuff where you're forced to really work with the constraints and you have an interesting idea, great stuff happens there. And then you get like to a middle budgety area where like you can't quite achieve certain goals and you're not quite as constrained as before, and that's like the awkward zone where things more often than not don't quite work out, but you praise the good ideas that are in there. And then you whip back around to like, we have enough money that we could do something truly stupid and absurd. It's why when a director has a streak of good movies and they have a contract with the studio, they get to make their fuck it movie, their pie in the sky movie. And those are usually my favorite movies of those directors. It's not always the case. Usually there's bad ones in there too. But I like when they're given like the blank check for like, whatever, man, make what you're gonna make. You earned it. It's in your contract with us. And that's true for games too. Like, again, Death Stranding, not for everybody. But I like Death Stranding. It was weird. I like some of the ideas in there. I'm into it. Peter Molyneux. See, he's the argument against the auteur model for me. But even then, I'm happy his games exist. So it's really more of a joke when I say, yeah, there's your example. Yeah, Shanikus really liked Death Stranding. Again, it's one of those games where sometimes people are gonna love it, other times they're gonna hate it. I could totally see why you wouldn't like Death Stranding. I get it. But I really liked it. I thought it was a lot of fun. No, not ick slugs. Somewhere in here is a horrible creature that must be found. I love that Death Stranding exists. I don't think I'd play it. Exactly. The Cube. Then he made Spore, and then I changed my mind. Spore is one of those games where I feel like the commitment to the bit was kind of the problem. Because everyone likes the first half of Spore. Maybe half is a little too generous. Everyone likes the first, like, X hours of Spore. And then the vision exceeded the grasp. And it's one of those things where, like, I kind of wish instead of having made Spore, they would have waited to make Spore. Or maybe not. I feel like if you tried to make Spore now, the solution they're going to grasp at is going to be AI. It's like, how do we do this? Just let AI do it. I enjoyed, like, someone had to put together complicated procedural animation engines for whatever people thought up. That was a really interesting aspect of the game. I feel like that would have... it would just be AI now. It's like, we got an AI model to do it. One of my least favorite enemy types is here. Cut the space stage. Yeah, that's where things kind of fell apart. I saw the thought the game had to offer and I didn't like it. Yeah? I think conceptually, like, I dig the idea. Spore 2023 would have slapped. Yeah, that's when it would have to have been made. Why not? Like, the grand dream of what if you start from a single-celled organism and you play all the way to an intergalactic civilization? I could see why the idea was appealing. Game you wish was better was Empire Earth. I like conversations like this. Me and Andrew like talking about a movie that we didn't necessarily enjoy, but we like the idea of how do you make it better. Like, I love that kind of stuff. You made a toy, it's not a good game. Walls, always annoying. I don't want to turn it off because I feel like most of my team will just die if I let them not cordon off my enemies. People would want a sim death level of detail for every stage, and they couldn't afford that. Yeah, that's one of those, like... That's a hell of a budget you're looking for there. Fable's entire marketing campaign. All three of them advertise that your actions will affect the story. But then they found out how much it would cost to pay writers to write all of that. And we're like, nah. The most infamous example is not even his game, it's, of course, everyone's favorite, whippin' boy. The third Mass Effect game. And I'm there with him whipping it. Isn't there a guy making our entire game based on the cell stage? We played the demo, which is a lot of fun. The Alias plays it a lot, and he's really good at it. I can't remember the name of it, but, like, that's essentially, like, the Spore cell stage. Yeah, Primordialis. That one's a lot of fun. What's going on, Endo? I really like that game, and the fact that the demo updates constantly, they have no reason to do that, but they do it anyway. Excellent. Support those guys. Buy that game. Man, I love that we got a lucky 6-day still here. it really felt like they kind of didn't want to write a lot. And they're just like, all right, just really narrow it down in here and done. I got disappointed earlier in Mass Effect 3 than most people because I was heavily invested in the story around the Arachnids. Is that the name of them? Because, like, I really enjoyed their storyline in 1, and I was sad they weren't really a big part of 2, and anytime they were mentioned, I got excited in 2. And I'm like, yeah, the Rachni, yes. I'm like, yeah, it's gonna be so cool when those guys help us out in the third game. In the third game, they are a text blurb on, like, a TV screen for a news channel. It's just like, Rachni forces today helped, and it's like, I don't think this game's gonna live up to my expectations. I'm starting to think that perhaps this is not going to do it. So I was a little ready for it. Yeah, they give you a light military boost that does, like, as far as I could tell, probably nothing functionally. But, like, even if it didn't do anything functionally, all I was looking for was, like, fun little story bits with them and, like, talk to them a little bit, see them in action. Like, I totally understand and get why people were down on Mass Effect 3, because I was too. Yeah, you're either gonna max out your war score, or it doesn't matter. Yeah, Mass Effect 2, maybe one of my favorite games. But it's hard to hold that when you also think about, like, because it is the middle of a larger story, it's hard to look at it in the vacuum. Like, it gets dragged down by its sequels. By its sequel, I should say. I'm just letting flowers beat me up a little bit because what are they gonna do? They can't hurt me. Goodbye, dust in the wind. Let's shoot not my teammates. There we go. Like, I have high enough accuracy that we could be doing this. Ooh, one of my buddies is blowing up someone's mind. I disarm somebody, thank you. Love my disarming pistol shots. And you're another named character, right? Disliked by oozes. Oh, we're gonna be in with oozes. Their forced multiplayer push, even though it was still single player. Yeah, they did really try to push the multiplayer element. I wonder, like, do you think maybe, like, splitting development time between single player and multiplayer stuff is responsible for the kind of, arrow-headed approach to storytelling where everything just kind of focused down? Yes! I'm gonna name it after the dude I just killed's culture. Make a decision? No. Well, fuck you. Here's a shitty cinematic. Reload. Well, I guess I'll make the decision, but it sucks. That was also, like, a complaint I had with it, is sometimes you're looking at it and, like, the preview text is, alright then. And you're like, okay, that's dialogue that indicates, like, the conversation will shift a little bit and continue. And you click it, and your character, like, slugs the dude in the mouth or something. You're like, what? Like, maybe be a little bit more robust in telling me what my choices mean when I'm choosing them? Good lord. Like, it wasn't often, but every time that happened, I was like, fuck, I haven't saved in a while, and I'm definitely gonna reload. Like, I don't want this to be canonical. But, like, I think the big problem with Mass Effect 3... obviously, it's how the ending happened, but I think part of that was from a writing perspective. Shut up! Stupid Gemini constantly trying to interrupt me. Anyway, from a writing standpoint, rather than like build upon the characters we already had from Mass Effect 1 and Mass Effect 2, they introduce a magic little ghost child that represents like an algorithmic system that shows up every once in a while to do X, Y, and Z, and it's like, satisfying stories can be predictable, I grant you. A conservation of character is a writing rule where you can often predict who the bad guy is in a mystery because it has to be a character you've encountered. If it's well written at the very least, that way it's not disappointing for the player, for the reader or the watcher, when like a person you've never met before walks in and it's like, that's the killer. Like, no one wants a story like that. That's not satisfying. You want it to be a character you've interacted with in some capacity. And like, for Mass Effect 3, it's just, okay, here they are. It's like, cool? Now make a choice. Okay, here's your ending cutscene. It's colored based on what you chose. Like, it all fell apart pretty badly. I feel like that should have been right back in the writer's room. Like, how do we tie this into, like, maybe Harbinger? Like, bring them back in. Like, do something with characters we already understand and know. Don't just, like, introduce a vague concept symbolized by a child. But that's just my thoughts on the matter. The Paragon choices were cringy. You just throw someone off the roof apropos of nothing. Like, okay. But Harbinger was the bad guy. Yeah, so was the child, arguably. Just because the child wasn't, like, trying to murder you or anything. I'm just grabbing a name I remember. Harbinger being part of, like, a species that was working for the Reapers, I remember. I'd say part of it is that the endings aren't reflected in the choices you can make in the game, and there's no inter-party conflict where some of the matters preferred. Yes, it felt completely divorced from everything else. Which is, again, like, the writing just fell off a cliff there. I'm gonna call that one Tashi. For Tashi Station. Credit Wedge and the Shrewd Meat. Hell yeah. 2 attribute points. I love collecting those. Take all. Ah yes, Reapers. Like, it would have been a lot better if over the course of your playthrough of 3 games, when you get to the end, those in some way impacted the resolution. Like, characters that are alive because of choices you make could impact it in some way. Obviously, having your party have opinions would have been nice, too. But no, none of that was the case. Is this guy a secret villain? My gun constantly wants to aim at Bart over here. It's getting weird. I can't talk too meaningfully because, again, I haven't played Mass Effect 3 in a long time, like, since release. So I don't remember a lot of the names. I just remember, like... I'm gonna call him Cigarette Smoking Man, even though that's not who he was. But, like, Cigarette Smoking Man shows up, and I'm like, ah, this is cool, he's gonna be involved in the ending. And it's like, no, not really. Like, it should have ended with him. That would have been better. Yes, the elusive man, thank you. Yeah, a lot of people thought this was a bad idea and generally disliked it. Would have, like, made more sense for any of those choices.